Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, man. Good morning. Is your stuff working today? Can you hear me? Ah, this guy. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Man, what's wrong with your stuff, man? All right, look, we want to say we got some technical difficulties again. Welcome to Love and Stuff. It's 11 o'clock, July 9th. This your Felix Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. I don't know. That guy don't pay his bills. I have no idea what's going on. We're going to start it off with Click Like, Click Share. Gratefulness Journeys by Marcus Holmes. Get the book, Amazon. And put it on Prime. Get the book. First, we want to say, from the Love and Stuff community, we want to give us heartfelt wishes, condolences to the family of the slain Detroit police officer, Lauren Courts. He lost his life in the line of duty. He leaves behind a wife and kids. It was a sad day, tragic day in the city of Detroit. Coming from a son of a police officer. My father retired. He served the police community for the Detroit community for 30 years. He was never hurt in the line of duty that I know of. I can imagine what that family is feeling right now. I give my own heartfelt condolences to them because I can imagine what you're going through right now. Also, I just let you know that it's not always about sports. It's about real life. And we just have some evil people out in this world right now. And we just ask the Lord to wrap his arms around this world through the stuff that we're going through, because nobody should have to go through that. With that being said, we're going to move into our topic, which is UCLA and USC a good idea for the Big Ten? That was the topic of the week. My personal opinion, yes, I'm glad they're going to add two foes from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten because all y'all know I bleed green and white. So that's going to make Michigan that much harder to get back in relevance. So that means Jimmy will be out of a job. So I won't have to hear the great people from Ann Arbor talking about, oh, yeah. No, because now the road then got harder. You're going to have to battle. Ohio State's going to be at the cream of the top, like the cream of the crop. Okay, we know that. Behind them, you're going to have Michigan State. You're 0-3 against Mel Tucker. It's only going to get worse. Then if USC goes to the other side, you're going to have to beat them. You're going to have to beat Ohio State and then turn around and have to beat SC in the championship or UCLA. Well, UCLA really isn't that relevant. But Lincoln Riley is going to have USC back national prominence. So you're still going to be out because you're going to have to beat Michigan State and Ohio State just to go to the Big Ten championship. Can you hear me, man?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I finally can hear you. Paid your bill, huh?
No, I had to change total systems. I'm on the laptop as opposed to the desktop. I got a feeling my kids are overusing this computer and we got it loaded up with all kind of craziness. I got to go back and take a lot of their stuff off that they have on here. So I do apologize. Thank you so much for being patient, and thank you for the great start to the show. I'm gonna be quiet and let you, because you're doing a great job of starting off the first our first topic of the day. You were making a great point. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, I was just saying, that it's gonna get harder for the folks in Ann Arbor because if SC stays on the side with Michigan and Michigan State, they're never going to the Big Ten championship ever again. If they go to the other side, you're still gonna have to beat Michigan State and Ohio State to get to the Big Ten championship game. He's not gonna be able to pull both of them off, let alone all three if USC gets on the same side. So therefore, he's going to be one of the many who's going to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's raise it to 12 teams." You're still not going to get in because even if Ohio State gets in, Michigan State or SC going to be coming up by distant second. So that's going to put you still fourth. You're still not going to get in. So that's why I'm like, yes, I'm so glad they're coming because it's over. There's nothing to shout about in Ann Arbor.
The expansion is just beginning. Because they're still waiting on word from Notre Dame, what they want to do, and then they're going to add Washington and Oregon, and then they're talking about possibly Utah, and then they're also talking about as far south as Georgia Tech, adding Georgia Tech into the mix, and possibly another East Coast team. So they're looking to get to 24 teams. Is the word the secret, not so much of a secret that they're trying to expand to 24, and they're trying. And the biggest thing about it is getting into all these good TV markets, and also adding Cal and Stanford. So if you're adding all these large markets, and then the TV money's there for everything to do, and everybody's making more and more money through the Big Ten network, and they'll have money to pay the NIL kids. Of course, they're already paying the coaching staff. I just see this as a beautiful thing. I'm ultra excited about it. Me being a volleyball guy, you got one of the top volleyball conferences in the country, Penn State, Purdue, Wisconsin, Nebraska, USC, UCLA. Those are the top programs in the country, and they're all in one conference. It's going to be tough to even make the NCAAs now, coming out of the Big Ten for volleyball. Basketball, everybody matches. Baseball, everybody matches. It's beautiful. I just love what's going to happen. And UCLA seemed from reports were that they couldn't wait to get out of the Pac-10 because they weren't making enough money and they were going to cut half their sports. So for them to go to the Big Ten is a win-win-win for them. UCLA was bleeding money, trying to keep everything afloat. In terms of paying for the non-revenue sports plus the revenue sports. So I'm really excited. They're looking at least 2 years, 2024, where they can get out of those scheduled games and reschedule everything. When they said that, you see I made that video. I was jumping around. I was excited, running around my office all that day. What's wrong with Williams? I was just smiling more than I normally already do. So I'm looking forward to this. And I'm very, very, very glad to see this. And also, really quickly, I do want to piggyback once again. I want to send our condolences to the family of Detroit Police Department officer Lauren Courts and the family, and pray that all is well moving forward with them. And this what jersey you got on there, sir? You got on the Dale Curry?
Man, stop. See, there you go, man. Now I'm about to leave the show. No, man. I got on Muxy Bowes, man. It's Little Man Saturday. Little Man Saturday today. I'm 5'8". I think he like 5'3". Little Man Saturday. Little Man Saturday. Little Man Saturday.
Muxy Bowes was the man. I still a big fan of him.
Tyrone. Not my bad. I'm sorry. Tyrone. That's what Tyrone Muxy Bowes, right.
Tyrone out of Baltimore.
Let me call him by his government. Tyrone.
out of the city of Baltimore, where all those good players came out of that one program. At one time, I think they had like 7 or 8 guys in the NBA from the same high school. So they were doing what they're supposed to do up there. That's a great thing. I can't think of the name.
Not going to class. That's right.
Harvesting that talent and getting them into the league. They did a great job up there. All right, we're gonna move. First of all, I'm sorry. Don't forget to click like, click share, and Prime Days are here. So you know what you got to do? You got to go online and get the book. Make sure we get it right in there. There we go. Great for this journey every day. by Mr. Marcus Home. Amazon Prime days are here, so it's a prime opportunity to go ahead and log in your Amazon Prime and order one for yourself and all your family members, so we can start getting our lives together, be grateful for what we have, and not to worry about so much about what we don't have. And that's when things come together. When you worry about what you have, the things that you don't have, those things seem to come a little bit easier to you, and you don't have to pay so much for them. Everything has a cost, believe me, but it won't cost you as much when you're grateful for the things that you have. All right, football. Baker Mayfield is Carolina bound. They've been saying he's been going to Carolina. He's going to go to Carolina forever. I think Carolina basically said we're going to wait to the very last minute, so we have to pay so much for him. I know, from our side, it looks like we really, really need him. They really, really do. But in terms of cause, it didn't cost them very much. Was it a conditional 5th round for Baker? And he's going through a situation where he could possibly do well. What are your thoughts, sir?
Dumb. He's dumb. You should have stayed in Cleveland. You dumb. Put your feelings aside, man. Stop wearing your heart on your sleeve. You dumb. I would have stayed in Cleveland because you don't even know. Deshaun might not even play this year. You would have started over Brissett. You still got time. That's a valuable asset. Time. You got time to mend with your teammates that you can right your wrong with your teammates and put the trust back. If he did it in The Longest Yard. The movie The Longest Yard. Didn't Adam Sandler do it in The Longest?
That's right.
You got time, man.
That's something you can't get back. In the very first one, too.
You could have managed your time. You got your time back and say, you know what? My fault. I was in my feelings. I'm sorry. Let's go out here and win some football games.
Burt Reynolds did it, too.
They would have rallied behind you. But
that's
a shocking thing. Nobody rallied behind you. Nobody said, oh, no, y'all can't trade Baker. Now, it's football has what? A 53-man roster. And you tell me nobody on that team wanted you? That's not good. That's not good at all.
Business-wise, he should have stayed in Cleveland. I think, for his overall well health and well-being, and as we talk about a lot today in society, going to Carolina probably was the best thing for him. What they have available to him for him to be successful is he don't have a lot of top-name receivers. His running back is always hurt, and he does have a decent offensive line. I wouldn't say that it's a bad offensive line, but it's just not what you would hope it would be in terms of a strength for the actual team. It's not bad, but it's just not great either. I see him going 6-11, 5-10, where they brought in some talent in Cleveland where they're going to do well. But he's the type of guy who's like, this is his revenge tour. He may not win a lot of games, but I think he's going to put up a lot of the statistics where someone's going to pick him up the next year based on what he did this year.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. I mean, it's called a chance, right? It's called a new start. Now, Carolina fans are not as prevalent as Cleveland fans, but because Cam was there. Cam is that what built that team. The thing is, you still got some stuff around. You got a nice little running back, and boy, I forget his name. I got the jersey, but yeah, you got it. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I understand. Staying in Cleveland and wish made them eat that crow. Because I would have went out there.
I agree. Had it been me, it'd have been tough. But I stayed in Cleveland. If you look at those commercials, he already got a house in the stadium. So what's the rest to leave? He already has his commercials. They're not going to take those away from him. Well, I look forward to seeing what's going to happen. Speaking of Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, his case is going out arbitration between himself and the league. The talk was that they were going to try and make him sit the entire year. Of course, he's fighting that, but he's fighting it knowing that he possibly that was going to happen to him anyway, that he was going to possibly look at an entire year suspension. That's why he structured the contract the way it did this year. And they're looking, the league is basically looking to make him sit, to make an example out of this situation. And also they're looking at the culpability of the Texans as well. in terms of how they kind of held his hand throughout the situation, and with the other young ladies. And there's talk that those picks that they got from Cleveland, those number ones, no one's going to be able to use them because once they start looking into all of the things that the Texas did in the background to help him with his fun with going to the masseuses. So that case is still wide open. That case, a lot of that's still going. We'll be hearing about that in the next couple of weeks because the training camp will be here very soon. It's the second week of July, and before you know it, there'll be reporting, and we'll be because things have a way of figuring itself out before training camp for some reason. Like those guys who would always used to go on strike or sit out because of their contract. You don't too much see that anymore. But usually those things normally get taken care of before training camp. Raiders hire first black woman president. The press conference, I think, was Thursday. They introduced the young lady, and I don't know much about her and her background, but for her to get that job, she's gonna have to know what she's doing. You don't just put anybody in those kind of positions, especially in today's day and age. There may have been a time back in the day where they would have made her the figurehead and everybody was making decisions around her. But if I'm her, I'm not taking that job if I'm just a figurehead, even though she is making a lot of money to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I don't know a lot about her background, but I do wish her well. Whether woman, black woman, or male, female, anybody who takes a job like that, you don't want to see them being set up to fail. What are your thoughts, sir?
The football Raiders. Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Right. This is all a ploy because they don't want to be talking about the NFL season next year. So you go out and you hire a minority. That way you won't be. Okay, here we go. I'm glad I'm on the show. Okay. Jerry Jones did what a couple of years ago? You don't remember? He signed the first.
Come on, when he drafted the openly gay kid, yeah.
Right. Okay. Notre Dame just did what?
They had the second black coach.
Before that, they only had one prior to that. That was Tyrone Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They brought from Stanford. You can never say I never did nothing if I do it. That's all they did. That's what the Raiders just did. You can never say I never hired a black person because I just hired a president and I made her older woman. I didn't make her a man. That does not mean the president of the NFL team is what? I mean, they went out and they did one even better. They hired a black woman. So now, all that scrutiny from last year that John Gruden won, that's going to go away because they hired an African American woman who's the president of the Raiders. Watch what I do. That's what that was.
Now, but you're forgetting one part. Just before that, they brought in Colin Kaepernick. So they're trying to cover their bases all the way around.
With the Colin Kaepernick situation, they knew they weren't going to ever sign it.
Oh yeah.
The other 32 teams did.
That's the PR.
You go on job interviews every day. That don't mean you get the job because you go on a job interview. That's what they did.
Yeah, that's true.
They did everything. They did. Think about it. The Raiders. They had him a job interview for a spot on the team where the Lions didn't, where the Cowboys didn't, where the Broncos didn't. See what I'm saying? They did what other teams didn't do, just so they could say you can't put me in that bowl with the rest of these teams. 32 teams in the league. You only got tried out by what? 4, 5. So that's what? 27 left. Right. So you can't put me in that 27 because I did 5. I did like the other 4. That was all that was. Nobody's going to hire him. His days is over. He blew it. He blew it when he had to try out at the high school. Then you blew it more when you had it at Michigan. That's not about you. That's about the kids at Michigan. That's 2 strikes. They're not even about you a third strike. You still your own doing. Once again,
it was over for him.
All the time. When you wake up, you have a chance and a choice. That's the chance he took for the choice he made.
It was over for Colin Kaepernick when he let that last contract go. When he first kneeled, and once he left San Francisco, I knew his days were over for being in the NFL. There was never going to be another chance for him to play in the NFL. I got into a lot of arguments about my friends about that. They were boycotting. They said, "Are you gonna boycott?" I said, "No." They said, "Why?" I said, "Colin Kaepernick not boycotting. Y'all boycotting for a man that's not actually boycotted for. Why should I stop watching the football when he's still trying to get back in the league?"
It was more of after the 49ers, when once they released him, and John went this way, and Cap went that way. It wasn't about that. What it was about was, yes, you got to remember, who was the president then?
Yeah.
Come on now. Who was the president then? Oh, he don't want to stand for the national anthem. We haven't seen the national anthem on a football game on a Sunday. You know,
Stop doing it.
But when he became president, now it became an issue. Watch this Sunday. Watch this coming up here. You don't see the national anthem. Oh, no game coming before Sunday. Watch it. They go from a commercial back to the kickoff.
Yeah, I agree. But the only reason they started doing it because the Army was paying the football league to do so.
Because the commander in charge put emphasis on it.
Not the Army, but the armed forces.
Okay, think about it. You've been driving over 20-some years, right? Seatbelts have always been an option to you. That has never been an option. That has never been mandated into the law. If you want to wear a seatbelt, you wore it. If you didn't, you didn't. Now, all of a sudden, don't wear a seatbelt, that's a $65 ticket. Right? So you're telling me I can't choose the way how I want to drive. Now they make it into a law. Same thing with Roe versus Wade. You're telling the woman she can't choose what she wants to do with her body. It's all politics, man. If Trump never was a president, Colin Kaepernick would be playing right now.
I beg to differ. They were, even if it wasn't Trump, I think a lot of the people that were military driven would have made a big enough stink where he would have come back. And I think Trump had a factor, but I don't think he was the biggest factor in doing so. Because I talked to a lot of veterans, a lot of people in the service, and it was more 60% that was against him kneeling, even African American people. I was kind of surprised about that. Most of them would say he does have the right to do so because that's what we do. That's what we go. That's what we fight for. But they still would say at the end of the day, they'd always say it's still disrespectful to the military for him to do that. And this was white, black, Hispanic, all around for the people I did my straw polls with. All right, let's move forward. We are moving now into the NBA. NBA, we have the summer league going on right now. We got a lot of signings. We got a lot of changes. Lots of changes in terms of people's feelings of being put out there. We're gonna start with, of course, our beloved Detroit Pistons. They've had a great offseason so far, according to the pundits. Do you think they've done enough to made enough moves for them to make the playoffs this year, sir? I think is this safe to assume that answer is no?
You said no.
I said, the Pistons done enough so far this offseason for them to make the playoffs?
Nice mark. No.
I would agree with you on that. I don't think they made just yet, but I think they're not far.
I touched on it the last show. Yeah. I don't know that much about Troy Weaver. I give Troy Weaver. You know what? Troy Weaver could go down as almost being as good as Joe D was. Joe D didn't get back till he started doing stuff to fill the seats in the arena. Troy Weaver is Joe Dumars 2.0. Right now, he gets a B+. Where I would give him A, you got to get rid of Howdy Doody on the sideline because he don't have a clue. It's hard. This is what's going to happen. You got Kay Cunningham, you got Jay Ivory, you got the Gun, you got Isaiah Stewart, you got Sadiq Bey, you got all these cats, right? Okay. They want to stay up under his format, right? So by the time my man, the GM, finally gets rid of him, none of them are going to want to stay here. So then everybody going to be booed, pointing the finger when you can get rid of him now. Get rid of him now. While you're doing all this changing, get rid of him now. I don't even care.
Okay.
You go get 2 dogs and a cat. I don't care. Anything is better
That was my next question. So who's going to coach him? Who's you hire to coach him? Who would you hire to coach them?
You know what? You call me crazy with this one, but boy, he used to coach Utah. Try Quinn Snyder. He's young. He had not been Mitchell now. He didn't really have nothing to work with. This is a young nucleus that he can do what he wants to do. Quinn Snyder, the good one. What's the dude's name? I can't think of the dude off the top of my head. It didn't come to me, but mine at the top was I said Quinn Snyder. I think Quinn Snyder was good fit.
I agree with that. I agree. Quinn Snyder's a good coach. He led Butler all those years to prominence out of a small school, and did well. He made the playoffs, I think, every year, maybe but one in Utah.
He just
and so
they just didn't get out the first round.
Yeah.
If he would take them to the playoffs, they just couldn't get out the first round because
I would agree with that.
Donovan Mitchell. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, I'm calling Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle right now. I want out of Utah. You're about to start over. They just got rid of Rudy Gobert. Even though he sucked, but still, you just went from maybe the 6th seed to maybe the 9th or 10th. Because Donovan Mitchell ain't gonna be able to put them on his back like that. They just went from you might not even make the playoffs now.
In rebuild mode. And I don't think the people in Salt Lake gonna like that too much because they've had too much success over the years.
Yeah.
Too much. Well, I won't say success, but too much consistency over the years. Right, we're looking at the Summer League now. For the first time, they're giving out rings for the Summer League championship. I thought that was pretty funny that they're giving out Summer League rings. They look pretty good. They look like one of those rings that you give to a state championship team that you see those state championship teams get. They look like that, you know, big and gaudy, and something you can see from 300 yards away. Something that's gonna get somebody robbed.
Leave well enough alone. That's what should be like. Leave well enough alone.
Am I in favor of them? No, I'm not in favor of them. I didn't do they look good.
You realize some of these games are a pickup game with 2 reps. You do realize that, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like after Thursday's debut with Chad Holmes, he had 6 blocks, and I said, "Y'all happy about?"
Chad on the list. Chad on the list. The first game he was looking like smooth like butter. The next game he's looking like, oh, can somebody help me? I keep getting these elbows. I can't block a shot. Oh, I'm gonna block 6 more shots. I didn't block any shots.
Some things never change.
What's the football player's son? Put him in the post, and he couldn't move, couldn't keep up with him. Lofton Jr. Lofton put the business on him. But he looked good that first game. You know, he come down, he shake and bake, hitting the 3. I said, oh, okay. But that lets you know that's his game. If you put him in a free-flowing offense, that would be his success. He's going to be a defensive liability. You put him against a guy who's his size. Of course, at this point, he don't have the strength. He's going to be, at this point, he's going to be that much of a defensive liability in the post. You put him out on the wing with the length that he has now, he'll have some success, but not the success that you would hope that he had. He's long, so you put him in the 2 spot or stretch 3, and hopefully he'll be be able to get some steals that way. But his game is he's going to go there to score. He's not going to go play defense. All right, we got Banchero down in Orlando, looking good. That uniform looked like he was made just for him. And I saw him when I saw him playing the other night, Banchero. So I said it seemed like they custom fit that uniform to fit him. Coming out. That's how well he looked in that uniform. It looked like that he was made just for him.
I think he's gonna be a bust. I really do.
You think Banchero gonna be a bust?
Okay. You 18. I'm 47. How are you sore? Ain't like
I said it.
Come on, man. Ain't like you went to class that dude. Stop.
I ain't gonna play.
So, where are you sore from? The draft was only a month ago. Where you sore from? I'm trying to get my body right up. I'm sore. From what? Getting up and off the couch? What That's what I think. Just that, like, I don't wish no bad on nobody. Anybody know me personally? No, I have no malice in my heart. I just think dude gonna be a bust. Like they say about Zion, I think he's gonna be a bust. I really do. You sore from what? That's why you stretch. That's why you lift weights. That's why you condition. That's why you eat right. That's why you have a nutritionist. What are you sore from? So from opening the book, then when you was at Duke, stop it. What are you sore from?
I'm glad you said that.
It's always an excuse for this.
I meant to talk about Zion first. Zion got all that money. We're gonna come back to that, but I almost forgot. We got to touch on Zion. Zion got all that money. I put it up on a post up on the site. Is he worth that money? He's gonna get paid. He got the second contract, rookie max, 5 years with 250, something like that. And honestly, my first thought was, oh no, I'm not paying that guy, because you just bought him about 10,000 more Snicker bars for them to keep in his. He gonna buy a freezer by himself. He got his own. He gonna have his own freezer. He gonna keep it on the road with him. Every time he travel, he gonna have his own freezer. It'll be full of 10,000 Snicker bars. That was my initial thought until I saw the press conference. In the press conference, he said, "I don't want to let you guys down." Once I saw that changed me. You could, because the reason why I say it is because you can see the sincerity in his face. And so hopefully somebody got to him and say, hey, do you want to be Kwame Brown in the next 20 years on YouTube, cussing people out? Or do you want to take advantage of what you really could do? Is he going to be a buzz? I hope not. Did I fall for it? I said, hopefully that I'm not saying I did. I'm hoping that he didn't. I'm hoping that he was sincere about what he said about he not eating too much. Can it happen? Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. It definitely happened.
You feel me? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. My grandfather, rest in peace, he used to tell me. So he went to go buy a car one time, and the guy brought him out to the car. He said, "Mr. Holmes, I'm gonna have to run your credit, but from what I'm saying, it looks like you're gonna be able to, purchase the car." My grandfather said, "No, I don't want this car." You know what the man told my grandfather? A teacher had this car. Grandfather said, "What that got to do with you buying the car?" Because the teacher had the car. Same thing. What was he supposed to say? I got your money and I'm about to go splurge with it. No, I don't want to let y'all down. That was the right answer. He was supposed to say, "Yeah, I'm about to steal shoot these Mountain Dew commercials. Yeah, I'm about to steal sip with Zach Levine. Yeah, I'm still gonna be out of shape." He played his part. He got his money. He was supposed to say, "Come on, man. We're from Detroit, man. This is we true with this. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. We're true with this. This is what he did." I would have said the same thing. I don't want to let you down, Marcus. I don't want to let you down. Come on. But then 2 weeks later, I'm at North Lake eating cinnamon and everything up. I'm sorry, Marcus.
You're the big cookie place.
I was on my way out the bar, but the cinnamon told me, "Are you serious?"
You're the big cookie place. You personally brought back the big cookie place.
Ding, 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 ding. I'll take that answer for $500.
Well, honestly, he got the tools, but he's not he's what we would like you said, street. He's pretty much a street ball. He's not going to be run a set for him, and he's going to get to a spot and score. Maybe he'll get to that point in his career, but right now he's get up and down the court, rebound, put back, get him in the flow, that kind of game. Not so much running plays for him. And he's still going to average. He can still average 16 and 12. I think that's the kind of career he's going to wind up having, where I won't necessarily call him a bust, but I can see him being a career 16 and 10, 16, 11 guy. Make the playoffs because of his name. Not the playoffs, make the All-Star game because of his name, and because he can dunk and everything. He'll be in the dunk contest. But I don't see him having the prolific career that we thought he would have had after dunking on little kids on YouTube in high school. But he was dunking on little kids, so that's how it goes. All right, we'll get back to the Summer League. Jaden Ivey against in the late night game, pulled off, hit the game winning shot. So everybody's excited about that. He looked pretty good in his debut, but of course he's playing against other first and second year teams, players. And Kay did not play, but he was there to support the team. He's not playing the summer league. I think that's a great decision by him. I'm not going out there and getting hurt again against some people, against some subpar talent. I'm gonna keep getting strong, keep working on the off season, support my team, be out there. We in Vegas, we gonna have a good time. And I didn't know that it was 3 different leagues. I didn't know it was a San Francisco. I just thought it was Vegas, San Francisco, Vegas, and Salt Lake. So I didn't know it was 3 leagues. I know there was the adult league in San Francisco. I didn't even know that they had the Salt Lake one until I saw them out there balling. What's on your mind, sir? I know that face. What's on the mind?
Okay, look. Okay. Yeah, you're supposed to support your teammates. That's called camaraderie. Okay, we gonna battle together. Okay. LeBron was there last night. Are those guys gonna play with LeBron? Probably not.
Not a lot of them, no.
Is Shaq's son gonna play with LeBron? Probably not.
Probably not.
He's
gonna be in the D League.
We got Michigan State gonna play with LeBron.
Probably not.
It's got to be Kevin Jr. gonna play with LeBron. Even though he helped him up yesterday, it's probably not. So
he gonna be in the D League.
But hey, who playing tonight? We playing the Felix Suns, our summer league team. Hey, you wanna go to the game? Yeah, let's go. We can be on Sports Center. And that's the instead of
I've always said I was gonna try and catch a summer league game.
Instead of let's doing this, let's call AD. Let's call Westbrook. Let's call Carmelo. Let's call Gordon Tucker. And let's go rent the gym out and work on our games.
I'm pretty sure that the vets are already doing that. They just they're probably hesitant to add the rookie seeing that they know they're not gonna be there.
Look, I give you one. I give you something even better. Y'all could have worked out in the day and went to the game at night. If y'all so on in, y'all want to bring back the late name. You sit next to your agent and my man Damon Jones. That ain't doing nothing. Where was AD at? AD wasn't with you. Westbrook was on the other side. That supposed to be your teammate. Why wouldn't he sit next to you? Because LeBron wants all the spotlight. But then when it blow up in his face, LeBron will go point the finger at everybody else. That's not a leader. You have to hold accountability for yourself. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And if I was and if I need Felix Holmes right now on Sports Nova, come on, if I was Westbrook, trade me. I ain't got about to do me like y'all did me last year. Trade me. I'm already looking for houses in Brooklyn. Trade. I'm not going through that again.
But who's going to take Westbrook? Honestly, the book is out on him. His skills are decline. He can draw some numbers.
32 teams in the NBA. Somebody can take him. Because why go through that again? Why go through the nickname, the name calling, the this, the that? They really don't want you there, but they can't find no asset for somebody to take you. Trade me. Somebody take me. Look,
honestly, I don't see any scenario where any team would take that contract and give up the picks necessary to take on Westbrook.
At the end of the day, peace is more valuable than money. As long as I got my peace, I can care less about that money because I got my peace. I'm insane with myself. I'm done. I'm good. I ain't got to hear Tinseltown and all that because you blame everybody but the person who should have got the blame. You're the one who went and told the general manager to go get him. You have to be held accountable. He never wants to take accountability. He runs and hides. When they made the big three in Miami and they lost to Dirk, who did LeBron turn to? D-Wade. What? When he went back to Cleveland, he brought D-Wade and all them with him, and they got them lose. Who did LeBron turn to? D-Wade. Right. Exactly.
They lost because they motivated Dirk when they should have won the series. They motivated Dirk by teasing him about being sick. It's on tape. You can see that. It's clear.
But I'm just
To
saying,
this day, Dirk won't shake LeBron's hand.
accountable for it. Me personally, I could never play with him. Never. I'll be on the first thing smoking. Right. Jimmy Bus want to see you after the game. I know I got my bags back there in the car. I'm telling you, he couldn't play with me. I'm furious. I'm not a gopher. I go.
You say you're
I'm not going to pick
bags already
the
packed.
donuts up, but I'm not going to pick the donuts up for the meet. And then you get all the accolades. No, I'm not a gopher. Sorry. All that, you got crossing half court, and then they miss. I get the rebound, and everybody wait for me to throw it down for you, so you can have a top 10 on the Sports Center. Won't be with me. I'm like, come on, yeah, come back and get it. No. Hey, Jimmy want to see. I know. I already got my bags. Like, yeah. Not a gopher. No.
All right, really quickly, sir. Can you take a quick look at your volume? Getting a little bit of static on your side, sir. As we can take a quick break going into our as we look at Stoopid Sports News. All right. I want to give us a little bit more time in Stoopid Sports News today. We got 4 strong topics that we want to talk about. First, which is close to all of our hearts for the city of Detroit. Is this a sports topic? Yes, because he's one of our favorite people. Our own Kwame Kilpatrick. That has been announced that the federal investigation of him, of his non-payment of his restitution, and they're looking to put him back into jail. I've never really had a problem with Kwame Kilpatrick. That's the only issue I've ever had was pay what you owe. Did you pay your debt to society? Not fully, because that was a part of your debt, was to pay your debt. Did he get caught up in some stuff that he had no business? Yes. Did he go to jail for it? Yes. A part of some of your original thing was to pay that money, and he didn't. Will he is it fair to him to put him back in jail? Yeah, because that was part of what Trump said when he let him out. When Trump let him out, he said, "Hey, you pay your debt in terms of jail, pay your money." It makes no sense for him to be in there, and I agree with that part. It made no sense for him to be there for that amount of time for the crimes that he did compared to what other people have done. I normally don't even say that. I normally say we look at it case by case. But if you're looking at it in terms of what other people have done, the amount of time that he had in jail was too much. But now that you out, pay that money. That's my only issue. Pay what you owe, brother. We love you. But one more quick thing. Had Trump let that boy out before the election, Trump would have won Detroit and Michigan. I stand on that one. Because when the rumors came down that he was going to get out, people were excited. They were ready to go ahead and thank Trump. Detroit, Wayne County would have flipped to Trump. And he quite possibly would have won the state. And he quite possibly, once that news got out from Michigan and traveled across the rest of the country, he could have probably flipped another state after that and won the presidency. We could still have Trump as our president. What do you thoughts, sir? Oh, you ain't right. You know why I said that too. Because he has. What you got to give your thoughts on this one?
Okay. And when I was on this hand, you had a predominant force in the state of Michigan. He grew up in the public school systems, could speak the talk, could walk the walk. He did the earring. He brought a lot of good to the city of Detroit. On this hand, which is this right hand, you had bad people. People that had your best interest. You hired all your friends. You did all this. You did all that. It's cold out here when you by yourself. Yes, has he paid his debt to society? Absolutely. Kwame Kilpatrick, these shortcomings are Kwame Kilpatrick's fault for his shortcomings. When you're arrogant, and can't nobody tell you nothing, and you think you know everything, this is what happens. Once again, every day you wake up, that you're on the wake up list that the good Lord blesses you with. You have a chance and a choice. Now, let me make a chance and a choice. He took a chance by being the mayor of Detroit. He did good. He did some good things. He also did some bad things. Now you have to live by that choice that you made from that chance you took. I'm agreeing with you. Pay your restitution. But you could pay your restitution if you stay out of the limelight. You already, okay, you did something that most guys don't get to do. You got a second chance. You got out of jail. You told you gave your testimony. And look, I don't disagree with no, because you don't question the Lord. I was always raised like that. Marcus said, that's how he ring braces. You don't question God. God has a plan for everybody. What I'm saying is, with that being said, take it and leave. When you got out, yes, you turned over a new life. You got married, all that coming out. Now you want to be back in the limelight. Yes, you want to be a minister. Okay, good, kudos, congratulations. You didn't need all that publicity behind it, because there's always somebody who's watching, and these people who's watching are the I, the R, and the S, the fans. So now they saying he learned his lesson. So here comes the new investigation. Oh, you need to pay that restitution back. But in order to pay that restitution back, you're going to have to show a financial income that's going to show the lifestyle that you're able to live. You're flying back and forth from Detroit. You're getting all these sermons and all that. Ain't good enough. Okay, yeah. Church money can be non-tax deductible, whatever. You didn't build something that it's going to be hard for you to get out of. So what I'm saying is, I'm agreeing with you, but I have some new people to hang out with. And the reason I say that is because by the actions you're doing now, you're the smartest person on the people you're hanging out with, which means you're the dumbest person because you're not learning nothing. I have some new people to hang out with.
So basically, he's the smartest person in the room. So basically, you say he's the smartest person in the room. Well, I learned a long time ago, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to get in another room. I learned that a long time ago.
Anybody can say 2 and 2 is 4. Anybody. But if somebody can say 2 and 2 is 4, divided by 4 is 2, what are you talking about? Get out. Find some new people. Find some new people to hang up. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't know him personally. We used to get our hair cut at the same barbershop. At Nooney's on 6 Mile in Southfield Friend. Yeah, okay, but one of my father's friends was his bodyguard. I didn't know him personally, but I seen the arrogance. Like they walk in first, he walk in, and then the 2 bodyguards walk behind. Really? You don't need a haircut. I get it. You don't need a haircut. I have my man come to your bar, come to your house and cut your hair. The guy who cuts his hair is the guy who cuts my hair now. So, I mean, I get it. Find some new people to hang out with. But pay restitution. What's he saying? What he saying? More money, pay your fare. Pay your fare. Comb your hair. Pay your fare. Pay your fare. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've known Kwame since many years. I know a part of his family. I'm good friends with a lot of his cousins, and I never discussed it with him. That's not something, a topic that I touch with them. That's, to me, that's their family businesses, and I don't have a right to say anything to them about it. We've never broached that subject. There was only one time when my good friend, he said that he thought it was too many years. I didn't say anything about it. I didn't touch it. But just pay what you owe. That's all. You out. You feel like you said you got a second chance. Just pay what you owe, and be smart. At least be smart to put it on the payment plan. Stretch out the payment plan. Say I'm gonna pay you $5,000 and give them $100. You paid them something. But if you're not paying nothing, do it like you do any bill. You got a big bill. People got student loans forever. Put them on the payment plan. When you got that payment plan, as long as you pay them something, they're going to leave you alone. Give them $1. Give them something. To me, if you just thumb your nose at them, of course they're going to come at you. And I would hate to see them have to go back to jail. Just like you say, pay your fare. All right, let's move forward. Miss Sha'Carri Richardson, we talked about her last time right after She ran very, very well in the prelims, but she didn't make the finals of any of her races. She didn't even come out the 100 well. The 200 she didn't do well, and I really I know I've been critical in the past. I really have, but I want to see this girl do well. I really do. Then she comes right behind with the press conference. She basically said to Will Smith, and she pretty much said, "Keep my name out your mouth." That's pretty much what she said. You know, if I'm gonna paraphrase it, I'm gonna paraphrase it the way Will Smith said it. Keep my name out your mouth. That's pretty much what she said to the reporters. I want to see this girl do well. You're gonna have bad where you like, and no matter what sport you are, it's gonna be bad with the good. You're gonna have your bad days and your good days. You're gonna have a bad day inside of a good day inside of a bad day. But you got to be able to deal with that. And I would hope that the people around her would have never let her come out there even to make a statement. It'd have been you. The video would have been me holding her over my shoulder, trying not to let her get out the room to go make that statement. Put that on the video on the internet as opposed to her out there talking to the people. That's what I'd have been doing. If I'm one of her people, I got to go talk about this. I got to let them know. No, you don't. Let me go. Good. I got you. You over my shoulder. We get in this van. We going to the hotel. You can be mad about that. Show that video. I much rather people see that video than the video of her saying, "Y'all don't know what we go through." No, most of the reporters don't. You're right. But it's still their job to report on what they see. I really want to see that young lady do that, but that really worried me to see that. You quiet on this one, sir?
Nothing but love and peace for both of you. I just hope she grow up. But now she's starting to ruffle up. She's grown up. So look, I have nothing but love for peace for both of us. I just grow up, maturity.
Yeah, I do wish her well though. Honestly, me being in Texas, there's a lot. She's from this area. I want to see her do well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be a hater. I want to see her do well. I just want to, it's a different generation and how they handle things too. So it's hopefully, the right people, like you saying, Bo, maybe he can get a hold to her and say, hey, you're gonna, he would train her, but hey, that's another thing for another day. We're gonna go back to something we talked about before. The Grambling volleyball coach took over in the springtime, came in after it was too late to get another position for the young ladies and cleared out the whole team, fired everybody. Not fired, but she got fired for clearing the whole. They fired her. They came back and fired her. There was an investigation done, said that she did things improperly for firing the team, for getting rid of the team and bringing in a new group and not honoring the scholarships. What I want to see is them take it a step further. I would like to see athletic director go. If she got to go, the athletic director got to go because she couldn't do it without the permission of the athletic director. And I want to see them also, if not fire the president, censure the president because she can't do that without the backing of the athletic director, and the athletic director can't let her do it without the backing of the president. So that letter goes a whole lot further than her just being fired. So I would like to see them take a few more steps in that situation. And of course, I will see those young ladies get their scholarships honored. And I don't know what it looks like. Because I can tell you, I knew something was going to come soon with that situation because volleyball season starts way before most of any other seasons. Volleyball and soccer, they're out there way before football even starts. So in college sports, volleyball, soccer, field hockey, swimming, they start way before football. Football is, of course, the glory sport. They pay for everything. But those sports, they're in the gym a whole lot sooner. So I don't know what it's going to look like in terms of who they're going to bring in and who's going to be there. Who's going to play for them. But it's I don't know who the new coach is, but I know that she's out for now. I don't know if they set up the assistant coach to do the to handle it in the interim. But that young lady's out, so that's a sad situation in the state of Louisiana. And I just hope that that situation has a positive ending on it, and those young ladies You're basically looking at young ladies, 30 young ladies in limbo. 15 that they got rid of, and they brought in 12 to 15 more. So you're looking at about 25 to 30 young ladies who are in limbo in terms of where they're going to be in terms of college sports. And that's kind of sad. It happens a lot, though, believe it or not. This happens a lot. We don't hear about it. This got very public because the whole team got sent to purgatory. But this happens a lot. There's always a lot of turnover in college sports in terms of the non-revenue sports. Let's see here. Let's see. Christina says she should be ashamed of herself. She needs to go for scholarship abuse. I agree. I'm sorry, Christina, you're right. We're gonna Brittany Griner is our next topic, and then we got a couple quick. Brittany Griner, she was sentenced to 10 years of labor, so she won't be coming home anytime soon, unless there is some type of diplomatic intervention. But looks like she's gonna be there. She is it political? Yes. Why? Because she went over there right at the same time they started that war, and right at the same time we pretty much backed the war, the country against Russia. So what do you think Russia's going to do? They're going to find ways to get back at us, and we're still sending money over to the Ukraine and guns and bullets and stuff. So what do you think they're going to do? She got caught up in. I had to say it like this: in a dumb white man's game. She got caught up in that game, and I hate to say that. It sounds harsh, and it's pretty much true. This is not something she had anything to do with. Was she wrong for bringing those canisters? Yeah, because that's not what they allow. That's not what they allow. Because what they do over there, that's a black market thing. She can get it over there, but she had to get it on the black market. It's not like it's not there. Everything that we have here, they have there. You just got to get it a little differently. Free market society, communistic society, black market is a whole lot stronger there than it is here. So, but it's still available, and I feel bad for that young lady. And I know that she made some choices that she wish she could have made differently. And yes, her career is pretty much over. Pretty much. One really quickly. Debo Samuels. Did you see the video of the kid trying to get an autograph? The father put him up to it. As it turned out, the father they sent the kid over 3 or 4 times. Last time he put it on video. That's why I call it a trap video. And it bothers me to see stuff like that. Put the kid up to it. And when you at camps like that, there's time and places for stuff like that. They set up those areas and times for that. But that wouldn't so now he's facing backlash for it. My biggest thing about the video is not the kid. Debo Samuels looked like he was out of shape. I'm like, what happened to your belly, man? Why are you belly so big in the video? You professional athlete. That was my biggest issue. Kids get told no all the time for autographs. That's part of the game. I to this day don't like Charlie Batch because he would not give me an autograph at the ball game. Marshall was playing against Eastern, I think it was. Not Eastern. Marshall played with somebody. He came out to be the Grand Marshal because he would. When I was still in college, to this day, Charlie Batch is a bum because he wouldn't give me an autograph. But that's the name of the game. Am I mad? In the grand scheme of things, no. But I was trying to get an autograph. Why couldn't he do it? It was just me. All right, I'm sorry. We'll talk a lot towards the end, but we are at the conclusion of our show. Thank you so much for everybody for coming out. Our next show is July 23rd, 2022. We'll be back here, same bad time, same bad channel. We're going to have a meeting with these internet gremlins, and we're going to sound and not in, and we're going to keep going. We're not going to stop. Like I told you, we won't stop. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, sir. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe.